Hi, and welcome back to Those History Twins. I'm McCarty.
My name's Kelly.
And if you don't know, or if you're new here, we each have master's degrees in ancient medieval European history, so we are qualified to speak on these topics.
And if you know us in real life and you don't know that we have master's degrees, you should, because we talk about it literally all the time.
That's literally, I was drawing blood on people today, and I was like, oh yeah, my master's degree in history, and they're like, can you just draw my blood and get out of here?
At least me, I don't know about you, but
I talk about it every single day.
Every opportunity to mention it, because it costs me a lot of money, and I don't get to use it very often. So.
Exactly. Anyway, so today, last time...
Also, just one quick before. If we look sweaty, the corn sweats are among us. The whole Midwest is dying in heat, and it's so humid. So, that's
Deal
why...
with it. And if you're like our 4-year-old niece, don't say, you look really sweaty.
Yeah.
Because she's a bully.
Anyway, that's all. Go ahead. Continue.
All right, so... Last time I did a topic, it was on Louis Pasteur, and I really enjoyed looking into him and kind of seeing more about him, so I decided this week we're going to look at Robert Koch. He is another scientist who was kind of in a group of like 5 or 6 scientists at the time who were all kind of working on germ theory independently. So anyway, I'm going to talk about him. His main... what the hell? Oh, okay. Anyway, he was a German man born, oh my god, I'm so stupid, I'm so sorry. Robert Koch was born in Germany in 1843. He was a German physician and microbiologist. He's known as, like, the father of microbiology. I'm
using this microscopes at this time?
Yes. Microscopes, I don't remember when they were invented, but they were invented like before we were doing all of this. That's how he knows that there are microorganisms, and that's how Louis Pasteur has seen the microorganisms. Like, that's how they're all doing this. I'm using this as my notes because I don't know where I typed them. Anyway, so he's known most for discovering specific causes for different infectious diseases, including like tuberculosis, cholera, anthrax. All right, that's enough of that. And he's one of the main founders of modern biology. With Louis Pasteur, he's the father of microbiology. Do I need to...
It should be okay. We got a microphone and a camera, so hopefully the quality will be a little bit better, but we'll see, because this is the first time using it, so.
All right, so his discovery of the anthrax bacteria, which is Bacillus anthracis, which just means anthrax bacteria, in 1876 was considered the birth of, like, that's it. He also discovers or uses discoveries to establish the germ theory. Again, he's one of the, like, there's several little pockets of people developing germ theory, or like figuring out that, like, hey, wash your hands, maybe. So his work, he started on, he started, I guess, how much do you want to know about his early life?
Not much.
Not much? Okay, I didn't really care about that either. So he's also the first one, so in microscopes, there's different, obviously there's different magnifications. So on a regular microscope that's not, like, meant for looking at atoms or something crazy, you have, like, 10x, 40x, 100x, and in 100x there's, like, it's called oil immersion, where you put a little bit of oil on it and then put the microscope on top of the oil.
Like you put the oil on the slide?
Yeah. So he invented that. And he also the oil immersion lens, and also the condenser and the microphotography of microscopy. So the condenser is something that condenses the light, I think. I don't know. It makes microscopes better to use. He is also the one who discovered or invented the use of, like, petri dishes, but not actual petri dishes. So what he was doing is he was taking, doing his cultures using agar and glass plates.
Is that like a type of sugar, agar?
I think so. I don't know. What does it say? I don't know. Essentially, it's something that helps develop bacteria colonies.
Does it give him the food?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. So he's using these glass plates to grow bacteria in the lab because you want to like culture it so that you can just study it instead of it being out in the world. And that's one of the reasons that they had a harder time with rabies with Louis Pasteur is because it can't be grown in a lab.
Oh, at all? Even today?
It could at the time. I'm not sure about if it could today, but that's why they were doing... they had to take infected animals and then take their... That's why they had to use rabbits and stuff when they were doing the vaccines. But anyway, going back to Petri dish. So his assistant, Julius Richard Petrie, he decided, like, he kind of improved on the glass discs that Robert Koch had been using, and he made them what they are today, like little plastic, because otherwise they were just...
Probably too heavy.
And also like break easier, harder to move around. So yeah, he improves upon that later, and that's why it's named after him and not Robert. So he was appointed by the German government.
What's the time frame that we're in?
1880.
18. Okay.
Is that the... No. So he is appointed to government advisor as the Imperial Health Office, or at the Imperial Health Office in 1880, and then later he's promoted to an executive position. So he is like in the government helping with the health thing. He's also the director of Hygienic Institute and chair, professor of hygiene at the Faculty of Medicine at Berlin University in 1885, and the Royal Prussian Institute of Infectious Diseases, later renamed Robert Koch Institute after his death in 1891. So, the big thing he has is, like, they're called the four postulates. And these are what, like, the medical concepts that he uses to, like, ascertain what the pathogen, the relationship between the pathogen and the specific diseases. So, it's still used in a lot of scientific ways. A major controversy is he discovered tuberculin, which at the time he was theorizing that it would be the cure for tuberculosis.
But he discovered tuberculosis. The bacteria.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, sorry, I was lost. Yes, so he was working with tuberculin as the medication to cure tuberculosis, and it was proven ineffective, and then it was later developed for diagnosis of tuberculosis. Oh. So they used that.
There is a bug flying around. Keep going.
Okay. And for the research into tuberculosis that he did do, he won a Nobel Prize in physiology or medicine in 1905, so after his death. And then he has a tuberculosis day, World Tuberculosis Day. I don't know if it's the day that he discovered it or why it's that, but there is for his work because that's like how impressive and important his work is. Also, because tuberculosis is so incredibly contagious, basically, if you walk into a room and if there's 60 people in that room, one person has tuberculosis, now all 60 of them have tuberculosis. Like, it's so incredibly contagious. Today, actually, we had to do OSHA fitting for masks to prevent.
Do you guys have tuberculosis at the hospital?
No, but also, like, I had to read, like, 8 different documents about tuberculosis when I started my new job, so it's very scary.
There's a book called Everything is Tuberculosis by John Green. I haven't finished it, but I read like maybe a third of it, and then I just got busy. I've only read 3 books this month.
Ooh, girl.
Yeah.
You need to get your shit together. You're never gonna...
July 23rd, and I've read 3 books this month, and I am pissed off about it.
You need to get on that.
Sorry. Everyone read Everything is Tuberculosis by John Green. I can't say if it's good or not because I only read a part of it, but the part that I read was good. I'm waiting for the audiobook. Holding a book is so hard. Okay. So he, again, is also widely known for his work with anthrax. He is the one who discovered the It was bacteria.
Yep.
I discovered that it was a bacteria
when we
did Louis Pasteur. So, 31 years old when I figured
What
out.
did you think it was?
I don't know what I thought it was. I thought it was like... This is going to sound so stupid. And please do not judge me for this. Whenever they talk about anthrax, it's a white powder. And so I thought it was like cocaine.
Yeah, but cocaine is made out of something.
I know. I don't know what I thought anthrax was. But I did not think it was a bacteria.
So...
I truly don't know what I thought it was, but bacteria never crossed my mind.
That's also how I feel about asbestos, because asbestos is a mineral.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was something you made. I thought it was like insulation, and I guess it kind of is, but
insulation.
I mean, it is insulation, but I don't know. I don't know what I thought it was. Anyway, so anthrax was causing havoc all over that. So he...
Okay, question. Back to the anthrax thing. Was anthrax a bigger problem then than
I think
it
it was
now?
a bigger problem in, like, cattle, and it was more, more widespread back then, I think.
Okay. Because, like, now you only hear anthrax as a biological contaminant or biological weapon, which I don't know why that didn't click, because it's a biological weapon. I don't know why it didn't click that it was a bacteria. I'm stupid, apparently.
That's really funny.
I just want... Was it just a bigger deal? Why don't we hear about it now? Have they eradicated it?
No, it's still around. I don't know. So anthrax spores, he discovered the dormant version, and that's how he was able to... God, Myrtle.
Myrtle, could you not do that right now, please?
She's the worst. I hate her. But also I don't, because she's so cute and lovely.
You can't see it, but she's trying to get on top of the bookshelves.
So he figures that out, resistance, and then Louis Pasteur
Get down, please.
takes his and does further work with anthrax and the vaccine and things. Let's see. We're still talking about anthrax. Oh, he's also the first to use dyes, to dye microscopic lenses.
To, like, different... I don't do much with microscopes. I'm not really a science person.
So,
I've not used microscopes. I don't know.
Well, at least nowadays. They, let me see if it has, it's not going to talk about... Anyway, basically... From what I know about microscopes and looking at slides, there is 3 different things. There you have the, I don't know, you have 3 of them, you dip them in, one of them is a fixative, so it fixes the organisms or whatever you're looking at to the slide, so they don't move. And then the next one stains it, so then you have gram-negative and gram-positive, and you use one and then the other one, and certain ones will change based on what you're looking for, yeah. They just get stained, so it's blue, purple, or blue, orange, purple is usually the thing. And so I don't remember which one's gram-negative will show up or gram-positive. I don't know that much about it, but I know, like, he's the one who started that.
He's the inventor.
Yeah, which is nice, because then it's much easier to see things like that. Okay. So, more on his scientific contributions. So, the oil immersion lens and the microscope.
Oh, for Pete's sake. If anyone wants a cat, we have one for sale.
Yeah. You can have it for free. She does pee in laundry baskets.
Truth. Okay, keep going, sorry.
Anyway. So the condenser and that make it possible to see smaller things. And he also did the microphotography, which means you could observe them a little bit easier. He introduced... Oh, yeah, so the methylene blue and the Bismarck brown dye... We don't use the Bismarck brown, but the methylene blue is still one you use. He attempted to grow bacteria in potatoes. Then he moved to the plates. Just because agar is like gelatin. It's like gelatin, but it's a little different. Because he used gelatin that didn't really hold up. It would melt at different temperatures. You have to keep them like... in order for the gelatin to remain solid, it has to be at a certain temperature, but you also need it warmer than that temperature to colonize the bacteria.
To keep your bacteria.
So that's how they use the agar, which again, I'm still not... Polysaccharide? So that is a sugar. I don't know. It was a better medium. It doesn't melt. So then we got the petri dish. I'm trying to find... Oh, there's our tuberculosis. Okay, so he finds tuberculosis. It's widely believed that it was inherited. And so... but it's a very contagious bacteria or pathogen.
I think you can be more prone to it. Like, family members can be more prone to it because all 3 of the Bronte sisters died from tuberculosis.
That's also probably because we're living in a space with tuberculosis.
Well, I think this was when they were all adults.
Yeah, but they probably interacted with each other.
That's true.
Mycobacterium tuberculosis is what it's called. But he realized it was the bacterium and not... Contagious. So then...
Or hereditary or whatever.
Yeah, not...
It's contagious, not hereditary.
Yes. Okay, here's his work on cholera. So he also did this with cholera. He went to Alexandria, and with medical
Egypt?
team, with the German government, he went to Alexandria, Egypt, to investigate cholera because there was a ton of cholera there. And he found that in the intestinal mucosa, which I love the word mucosa, like, come on, people who died from cholera always had a bacterial infection, but they couldn't determine which bacteria caused the pathogens. Pathogen, bacteria, causative pathogen, blah, blah, blah. So he didn't really... He discovered that it was caused by a pathogen, but he didn't know which pathogen. And then later, Jon Snow is the one... Oh, I don't know if it's later or if it's before.
Either way,
they find out that, like, it's contagious and it is in the water supplies.
Is it called cholera? Is the bacteria like Choleraelosis bacteriolum or something?
I don't know. Oh, the interesting... Okay, let's see. Bacteria, causative pathogens, India. Okay, so he went to India after that, and he found the source of cholera was in the river Ganges. He performed autopsies on 100 bodies and found each one had a bacterial infection. He identified the same bacteria in water tanks, linking water as a source of the infection. He also isolated the bacteria, and it said it looked a little bent, like a little comma, which is fun. I love that. Bacterium could kill red blood cells. Okay, could you?
Dennis, meow into the microphone. Aw, the only bad thing about having the camera far away now is that the cats won't be able to be on it as easily.
That's sad.
But
okay.
I won't have to censor as many buttholes, so it's a win. Probably. We'll see what she
that
does.
That is true. Okay.
Don't step on the computer.
So, back to
Denny. Denny, get down. You can't be on the computer. Why are your feet wet?
She was probably... Yeah, why are your feet wet?
Oh, she was in the sink, and I splashed her.
I was wait, the bathtub doesn't have any water in it.
Well, I was trying to wash my hands, but she was in the sink.
Oh, okay. So, he was carrying out a project to disinfect the sputum, or like spit, stuff you hack up with tuberculosis. So, they were using like things like arsenic and creosote, which I'm not sure what that is, as possible disinfectants. Obviously...
Creosote is a type of cactus, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
They did not work. So then it was, he kind of, like, I'm just smacking this. They really were kind of like, almost didn't want to trust his scientific opinion after the tuberculosis controversy because they no longer believed in his work.
Wait. Okay, so I kind of wasn't listening. What's the controversy from tuberculosis?
So he said, like, oh, tuberculin, that's gonna cure it.
Sure. Because he was wrong that one time.
Yeah, about it. So then he works on the dyes. Sorry, this is not very well organized, and I cannot find my notes. I don't know. I don't think I saved them when I typed them out, so I'm just using Wikipedia as my guideline right now.
Did you do them on Google Drive or Google? What you call it? Because it saves it automatically. Google Docs.
I didn't use Google Docs.
You should use Google Docs.
Yeah. That would have made sense. Oh, except for the laptop doesn't do Google Docs, and so I was using the little notepad.
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't.
I write all of my notes on that laptop with Google Docs.
Okay, well, I am stupid. So, So he also discovers, or kind of like observes, immunity, like acquired immunity, that you can be protected from bacteria. So basically like herd immunity, almost. He found this in New Guinea with the Papuan people. The indigenous inhabitants were less likely to get malaria than some of the other people that were there, because their bouts, or if they had malaria, the bouts were so mild that they weren't even noticed by anyone. So, oh, here it goes. It says Chinese workers and things that had been brought to New Guinea fell sick immediately, and because they didn't have any resistance. Kind of like when you go, they bring smallpox blankets, and they're like, whoa, everyone died. I'm like, yeah, because there's not smallpox here. Okay, so here's we get to Koch's postulates. Here they are. First, organism must be present in every single case of the disease, but not in healthy individuals.
So these are like his rules for microbiology.
Yeah, like these are what, you don't have the cause of something, like you can't know the cause of cholera without narrowing down what, and it has to follow these set of rules. So, 1, organisms must always be in the present in every case of the disease, but not in healthy individuals. Organisms must be isolated from diseased individual and grown in pure culture. So if you can't grow it in pure culture, like basically like scientific method type things. And 3, the pure culture must cause the same disease when inoculated into a healthy, susceptible individual. The fourth postulate was actually added by someone else in 1905. The same pathogen must be isolated from the experimentally infected individuals. So basically, like, everyone who has this disease has to have the same thing, the same bacteria. You have to be able to culture it. You have to be able to basically infect somebody else, and then again, it's like, basically like the scientific process. Like, you have to repeat your studies. No, don't care about that. Controversies. So early on, him and Pasteur were friends, but then later, because they were working on similar things, like Louis was also working on anthrax, kind of caused a rift between them, and they were no longer friendly.
Scandal.
Yeah. He argued that Koch's discovery, Pasteur argued that Koch's discovery was not full proof of causality, but his anthrax vaccine was foolproof, so he wanted credit for it.
Sure.
And obviously he was like, hello, no, not even it. Now I'm still a little bit confused about what tuberculin is.
I wonder if it's like a penicillin for tuberculosis. Like if it was...
It was supposed to be, but it didn't work. It didn't work. But it's used in the diagnosis of, like, in the testing, it's tuberculum, because I know, like, that was part of the test that when I had to take to make sure I didn't have tuberculosis before I started there. Human tuberculosis can't infect cattle, but cattle tuberculosis can infect humans.
Wait, humans can't infect cattle, but cattle can infect humans.
Yep. So, in 1902, he wins the Nobel Prize in Physiology and Medicine. Nobel Prize. To be awarded for the discovery of the transmission of malaria. So he kind of...
She has eye boogers.
He discovers the bacteria that comes from the flies to...
you get malaria from mosquitoes, right?
Yeah, but there's like a bacteria that mosquitoes give you. Is there anything I need to tie up? Any loose ends?
I don't think so.
Yeah. So, yeah, he worked with... essentially, this is him boiled down to...
In a nutshell.
So in a nutshell, he's the father of microbiology. He did a lot of work with the, like, developing stronger microscopes with the oil immersion and the condenser. He's kind of the father of the Petri dish, although it's not named after him because it was improved on. So the Petri dishes
the other guy perfected it.
Yes, the Petri dishes we know now are the assistance thing because they're plastic. And they use the agar, but they're plastic and they're just glass, not just glass, which A, can be broken, and B,
is glass kind of porous? Or am I wrong?
I don't know. If it's sitting on the agar, or I don't know. Anyway, they're less fragile and they are not as heavy. So then
Glass is so heavy.
It really is.
Like, so I make glasses. I work in a glasses factory. That's false, but I do sell glasses, and people sometimes want glass lenses, and they are so heavy. And then you get like a +4, and they're like thick and heavy, and they're like
when they say Coke
dragging
bottle,
down. It's crazy.
that's what it is.
Like, we improved on glass for a reason.
Yeah, exactly. So he also he put in like his 4 postulates, which making sure that like if you're gonna say this is caused by this bacteria or this thing, it has to be his rules to make sure that everything is it's not just willy-nilly being thrown out there. He did work with tuberculosis, which caused people to
Caused a scandal.
kind of but which ultimately led to a way to test tuberculosis, so it's not a failure at all. Discovered anthrax, discovered which bacteria was causing cholera, and developed the system we use now for staining microscope slides.
Was he married? Did he have kids? If you don't know, that's fine.
I don't know. I didn't really care that much about that.
Sure.
But let me look. Personal life. He was married to Emma Adolphine Josephine France, and they had a daughter named Gertrude.
Cute.
And then their marriage ended, and he married an actress named Hedwig.
Freeberg.
Suffered a heart attack and died.
Nice. He suffered a heart attack and died?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, anyway, so that's basically it. He did a lot of, even if he's not out here curing diseases, he did a lot for, like...
He did a lot of research.
A lot of research and lots of scientific discoveries that are, like, used now. Like, things to make things better. So that's nice. But yeah, that's Robert Koch. And, that's all I have to say about him.
Nice.
Pretty interesting dude. And maybe I'll do, like, one of the other, founding members.
I don't think we need to. No, I'm just kidding.
How dare she? Anyway, maybe I won't. Maybe I will. We'll never know.
All right. Well, that's all I have.
That's all I got.
All right.
Like, comment, subscribe, do all your things. We're on TikTok.
Yeah. Those History Twins on
We're
TikTok.
on Spotify. I haven't put the last couple on there, but I will.
Slacker.
I know. It's hard because you always have the computer.
That's because I'm doing stuff with the computer.
Okay. Anyway, that's
all we have. Bye.
Bye.